Are you able to tap into a deep sense of love, almost bliss, maybe even a light tingly sensation that just radiates through your body? Well, if not, know this is something we all have access to. And you can say this is really the ultimate treasure. Because if you can love yourself fully, well, then you can love anything else in the universe fully. And know if you stay to the end, I'll be sharing a technique so that you can access your heart anytime, anywhere. This is your invitation to become the alchemist of your life. You decode your heaven on earth and go through the alchemical process. The alchemist is a master of himself so that he can master life. People thought alchemists were turning lead into gold, but they're really crystallizing their soul into form. Alchemize your golden potential. Welcome to the golden life. Are you ready to unlock self-love and unleash the power of your heart? Today's episode, we're going to talk about how to discover the key to your heart and walking the path to fully activating the limitless power of your heart. And welcome to the Golden Life Podcast. My name is David Gilbert, and I'm here to help you become the alchemist of your life so that you can crystallize a life of love, joy, and fulfillment. And this is going to be an in-depth exploration of how we could tap into the most meaningful journey you can take. And that is walking back into the home of your heart. And I'm curious, before we jump in, how connected do you feel right now with your heart? Are you able to tap into a deep sense of love, almost bliss, maybe even a light tingly sensation that just radiates through your body? Well, if not, know this is something we all have access to. And you can say this is really the ultimate treasure. Because if you can love yourself fully, well, then you can love anything else in the universe fully. And know if you stay to the end, I'll be sharing a technique so that you can access your heart anytime, anywhere. But let's jump right in. And today's story starts back about a decade ago, in 2012, 2014, and this is when I really became aware of the power of the heart. I was really into biohacking at the time, and back then I had to drive 45 minutes just to find the biggest city to even find something like MCT oil so I could make my bulletproof coffee back in the day when nobody knew what it was. That's a story for another day. But there was this device, and it was called the HeartMath device. And it's a little device like this, and you put it on your ear, and this would measure your HRV, your heart rate variability. But more importantly, it was tracking this thing called heart coherence. So if you were in a coherent state, this device would show you, almost like a video game, this really rhythmic, perfect, cohesive wave. And if you were in an incoherent state, it would shoot up and down all over the place. And it's a really great tool to help you gain awareness over your body, to know if you're in a stressed out state or if you're in a peaceful state. And healing takes place when you're in a parasympathetic state. So if you're on the path of emotional mental healing, one of the most powerful things you can do is to get your body into a coherent state so that you could fully work through it. Now, over the past 10 years, HeartMath has come out with some really awesome research. And some of the highlights include that they can now prove that you can measure the human being's heart magnetic field. And this could be measured several feet away from the body. So when you walk by somebody, you're like, oh, I get a good feeling from that person, or oh, I get a not so good feeling. We can now back that by science. As well as they've been able to showcase that negative emotions will actually create nervous system chaos. Maybe this seems like something that, we already knew, but now they have the research to show that. But the same is true with the opposite, which is more exciting to know. that with positive emotions, you can create inner harmony in your nervous system. This is another way to say you could de-stress, as well as you have the ability to activate the sympathetic nervous system or parasympathetic nervous system on demand. And this is what drew me to this tool in the first place, that the ability to control yourself or to control your nervous system or to understand you could put yourself in a parasympathetic on demand. I mean, that is ultimate control over your body. But that's not all that they've discovered. They've also shown that our heart rhythms affects the brain's ability to process information. And that's because the heart has 40,000 sensory neurons involved in relaying information to the brain. So the heart is truly a second brain, and it has a whole system of neurons that have both short and long-term memory. And the signals that they send to the brain can affect our emotional experiences. And the heart also sends more information to the brain than the brain sends to the heart. So you could see that creating coherent heart rhythms will help the brain. And now they also have the research to show that it helps the brain with creativity. It helps the brain with problem solving, as well as they've shown studies of, for example, a police officer getting an escalation and then using these techniques to de-escalate, to get himself back into a parasympathetic or a rest and recovery state way faster than if he just left it naturally. So I know when I first got this device, I was stuck in the red. It would just shoot all over the place. It was so hard for me just to get 10 seconds. And then I got a little bit better. And then I got 30 seconds. And then I think one time I worked up to maybe 5 minutes, and that was a big deal. But since then, I've been able to get better and better. But more importantly, while you're doing it, it's not so much about the technology. It's about when you notice the shift internally. And this is why it's been so impactful on my journey, that this was one of the first certifications, one of the first official trainings I did so that I could take people through this process. Because if you want to heal or if you want to fulfill your potential, you have to understand how to regulate your nervous system. And if you can put yourself into parasympathetic rest or recovery, then you can heal or you can recover that much faster. So this is really a foundational tool. They should all teach us really in elementary school. Not only that, this helps you in the process of transmuting through your heart as well. But before I share the quick coherence technique by HeartMath that you could do anytime, anywhere, and instantly drop your awareness into your heart, I do want to share the deeper path to fully unlock your heart. And like the tattoo on my hand, which is the heart chakra, it has 12 petals. And you can walk the path to unlock each petal to fully unlock the power of your heart. And this model was developed by Rudolf Steiner and also been developed and shared now by Dr. Robert Gilbert, not a relative of mine, maybe in another life. But this is to also acknowledge that you see a lot of people nowadays talk about awakening. And mentally, it's very easy to do, right? We've talked about your true essence in episode 1. But to fully awaken your spiritual power, you have to activate the heart as well. But it takes much longer. And this is why you could see so many people talk about their awakening, but barely change the behavior, because they've done it mentally, but not on all levels. So it is said that 6 of the petals of the heart chakra have already been activated in the human heart due to the work of the human collective. But it is up to the individual to activate the remaining 6. So how do we activate the remaining 6? Well, once again, this is a model developed by Rudolf Steiner and Dr. Robert Gilbert. And these are 6 core exercises for spiritual development that will also assist you in unlocking each of the 6 petals. So number 1, control of thought. This can be the control of thought so somebody can develop clear thinking. And then number 2, control of actions. So being consistent in action. Having the initiative to be in action and see it through the end, right? Commitment. And then number 3, control of feelings. Developing equanimity in the emotional life. Being in somewhat control of pleasure and pain, or the fluctuations of joy and sorrow. Basically staying in the middle, being able to refine your center and not be completely carried away by the waves of emotions. Number 4, positivity. Seeking to see the good, the beautiful, and the truth in all experiences, beings, and things. So removing yourself from criticism of anything external and committing to a positive attitude. And then number 5, openness. Overcoming dogmatic belief systems and just having that openness or that receptivity to new information. Or you could also say being flexible and open to new experiences. And then number 6, the last one, harmonizing all 6 of those together. So this is the fruit of all 6 exercises integrated together in our internal life. So if you start to apply these different practices to your life, you can start to develop and fully unlock your heart. And I know from my own experience, now I can't say this is truth for everyone because it's only my own experience, but you can start to open up a pathway where, at least myself, I start to feel this light, bliss-like, almost MDMA activation of the heart that I have the ability to tap into anytime, anywhere. And this is one of the reasons why MDMA therapy, the psychedelic MDMA, is a powerful psychedelic, especially if you're new to psychedelics, because it gives you a brief moment of possibility that's already within you. It gives you this realization and experience of what you have access to if you choose to commit to walking that path, that you could tap into that power and you get to feel that firsthand. And it's always helpful to know that not only that, all the power of being able to tap into your heart and feel that bliss and feel the lightness and feel at peace, but it's also the heart that lives in the present moment, right? The mind will live in the past or the future, but the heart is what you tap into for your power of presence. So now let's come back to the quick coherence technique. And you can find more tools and techniques like this in the Golden Life library by visiting www.goldenlife.com. It's free to access the library. And this is called the quick coherence technique. Now, the first time, if you want to do this more like a meditation, that's fine, but you can do this anywhere, anytime, even while talking to others. So that's why this is a very powerful foundational tool, because you can literally have a conversation with somebody else and get into your heart, or you can sit there just like this experience right now, go inward and start to actually shift your biology, actually be the alchemist and shift not only your biology, your nervous system into parasympathetic, but you're also shifting your frequency on a deeper level. So it goes like this. Wherever you're at, you can get seated, or if you're listening while you're in your car, you could do this while driving. I just want you to start off by breathing a little bit slower and deeper than usual. So it doesn't matter if it's in or out through the mouth or the nose, but just breathe, just slow your breath, breathe a little bit slower, deeper than usual. And then second is to focus as if you're breathing in and out of the heart. So just focus as if you're breathing in and out of the chest area. And then third, go ahead and visualize a person or place that you love deeply. And with every breath in, a little bit slower and deeper than usual, and every breath out, in and out of the heart, I want you to most importantly feel that love. So you're just breathing in love, in and out through the heart. And the invitation here is to continue this practice for a couple minutes. You can hit pause if you want to, set a timer for 2 to 3 minutes, and just let yourself be washed over by this love that you are generating. And you are going to shift your frequency, you're going to shift your state. And you can also do this with any positive emotion. It's how versatile this tool is. You could do it with joy, you could do it with peace, you could do it with confidence, whatever it is. Just go ahead and visualize that thing so that you can most importantly feel it as you're breathing in and out of your heart. So thank you for joining today's journey. I hope you feel a closer connection to your own heart. And I know for a fact that if you practice this technique, you will live so much more powerfully because you'll be able to shift your state. You'll be able to be the alchemist, and you'll be able to transmute hard situations into love, which in my own opinion, I think that is one of the greatest superpowers in the cosmos. So thank you once again for this episode. If this provided value, if this gave you an insight, if you felt like you really got to tap into your heart, which might be the greatest treasure there is, my big ask is to just share it with one other friend. And especially this episode, if you have a loved one, if you have a partner, or if you have a friend that you want to keep you accountable to come back to be that being of love, to come back and to change your frequency, because when you change your frequency, you can manifest more into your life on that frequency of love and abundance and all the things that you want, joy. So reach out to that friend, let them know you've been thinking about them and you want them to keep you accountable to tapping into the limitless power of your heart. Thank you and have a beautiful day.